Welcome to question 1 in the 2011 VCAA Math Methods tech-free exam, and differentiate this with respect to x. So I like to start off with y equals the square root rather than just working with the square root. It's a little bit easier. First step you need to do is write whatever is under the square root to the power of 1/2. And then you can derive it using the chain rule formally or informally. And I'll do it informally first. And the rule is bring down the power, keep the original function and decrease the power by 1, and then also multiply by the derivative of what's in, or what was under the square root, and the derivative of this is -1. And I'm going to bring the minus out the front, so minus 1/2, and 4 minus x to the, and 1/2 minus 1 is minus 1/2. And the next step will be minus 1/2, 4 minus, and anything raised to a negative power is just 1 over, so that's 1/2 times 1 over that thing, 4 minus x to the positive 1/2. And the next step is minus 1/2 times by 1 over the square root of 4 minus x, so you're just going back to the square root, and then multiplying fractions together, tops together, bottoms together, so minus 1 over square root 2 square root, so the 2's on the bottom, 4 minus x, like that, and that's your answer. And you could also have minus 1 on the top. You could write it as minus 1 over 2 root 4 minus x, or you could have 1 over negative 2 square root 4 minus x, or you could have it the way I did with the minus in the middle. So that's differentiating it informally. If you'd like to use the chain rule, you can, and I'll show you how to do that now. So again, starting with y equals square root of 4 minus x, and if you make that the square root of u, so you replace the function that's under the square root with u, so u is equal to 4 minus x, and you need to know du dx, so the derivative of the du dx is -1, and then the chain rule itself, so dy dx equals dy du times by du dx. And dy du, so just before I go ahead with that, then square root of u is u to the 1/2, and dy du, so deriving this with respect to u, it's a little bit like x to the 1/2, and except it's a u this time, so the rule is you bring down that power, keep the original function, which is the u part, or the part that's being raised to that power, and then you decrease the power by 1, so 1/2 minus 1, and then you multiply by du dx, which is -1, and then that equals, and I'll bring the minus out the front, so minus 1/2, u to the minus 1/2, and then anything raised to the power of a negative power is just 1 over, so that's 1/2 times 1 over u to the 1/2, which is equal to minus 1/2 times 1 on square root of u, and then I'm going to replace the u with 4 minus x, so minus, I'll just times it together as well in the last step, so tops together, bottoms together with fractions, 1 times 1 is 1 over 2 square root of u, and then replacing the u with 4 minus x, and get the same answer as in the first way of doing the chain rule informally. And you, when I say informally, you're actually using the chain rule, but you're just not using the formal formula, if you like, and replacing what's under the square root with the u and so on. So it's pretty much exactly the same method. It's a little bit easier sometimes if you prefer to use the chain rule. So either method's okay, and I always like to circle my answer in exams to make sure that that's clear to the examiner. I'll see you in part B.